Hi, my name is Abimbola Kaude Johnson. You are welcome again to my channel. Today I'll be talking about sexuality in children. I promised to talk about masturbation in children in my last video. Well, since masturbation is part of sexuality, so I decided to talk about sexuality in children to make it broad so that we can just teach ourselves more about children, how we could understand better our children and our siblings and little ones around us. Remember to like my channel and to share my videos with your friends. What is sexuality? Well, when we hear sexuality, most of us, the word that comes to us is sex. But sexuality doesn't have to do with sex and how often one engages in sexual activity. Sexuality is it refers to sexual thought, feelings, and attraction of one person towards other people. The feelings, the sexual thoughts, and attraction that you feel for other. Now, for example, no one is aroused by looking at his own picture. Like, no matter how handsome or beautiful you may be, you will not be aroused by looking at your own picture or looking at your nudity. Feeling of sexual desires are normally directed toward other individuals, other people in the environment. Children are not sexual beings. Children are sexual beings. And sexuality is just an aspect of children and our life. When a child is developing, the child develops mentally, physically, emotionally, and also sexually. It's normal for children to explore their bodies, to explore their feelings, the sexual feelings and thought and attraction for the other sex or for other people. Well, it's only when adults misconstrue this activity. No, children don't see the way we see. It's when adults misinterpret the sexuality of children that problems do arise often. But let's look at the age range. What is normal? What is normal sexuality for a child? So we are going to consider the different age ranges and the normal sexual behavior. Medical practitioners and psychologists are expected from such range. From age 0 to 4, children are often, they are naked, they are comfortable being naked. They are comfortable, they can walk nude in public. They are alright, they are at home with their nakedness. Children with this age too masturbate in public. They have no sense of shame, no sense of holding back. And children in this age group too, they touch their genitals in public. You see a boy pulling his penis, or a girl dipping fingers in her vagina. It's also not uncommon within this age group to see children wanting to touch genitals of adults or their peer group. Now, it's also common if a man has a baby girl, a baby child of this age range, the girl is fascinated by the penis of her father. She wonders, why don't I have that? Or what is that thing that is dangling? So all these are normal. It's just body exploration. For age range 5 to 9, we have some more changes that occur. In this age range, children become aware of their body. They no longer want to be nude in public or where other people are. Between this age range, children they want to stop their parent, their mom, for bathing them or taking them to toilet. They demand more privacy in toilet and bathroom. For most children too, masturbation in the public stop. They masturbate privately. It's also not uncommon for the child in this age range to ask questions about the body part, about genders, about babies, where the babies come from, how do they come out, and about relationship between people. That who is that person? Oh, this is Mr. Smith's wife. What is wife? Or that is Mrs. James' husband. What's husband? What does the husband do? All these are part of curiosity, exploration of sexuality. In age range 10 to 19, we have more development. Children in this age range, they begin to manifest some adult traits. They talk, they use sexual language conveniently, comfortably. In this age range too, they masturbate privately. And many in this age range become interested in boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Between age 14 and 17, we have in this age the use of pornography or pornographic materials become more common. And in schools, sometimes you see boys, they gather around the magazine. One of them brings a magazine to school, and the other boys gather to look at it. And in the present time of internet, somebody log on to the site and they look at the pictures of the nude women. They do this sometimes in private for sexual arousal. They also talk a lot about opposite sex. They talk about, the boys talk about girls, what part of the girls they like, and the kind of girls they like. Girls do likewise. Well, I'm talking about heterosexual relationship mostly. But if the person is gay, the person will also be talking about the same sex. It's also in this age range that many children experience sexual activity with the same or opposite sex. They engage in sexual activity, either penetrative or non-penetrative intercourse. Now, what is not normal? Having known what is normal and what to expect in this age, what I did not have, which is for this age, masturbation also continue in private. Now let's look at what is not normal. If a child is behaving as is exhibiting certain characters, it will be call to action, warning that the child needs more attention. So let's talk about children 0 to 4. If a child is 0 to 4 often want to touch the genitals of others, the child needs attention. The child needs maybe a psychologist to help the child, and for the parent to look at what is causing this behavior. If a child of this age is imitating copulation, a child of this age, let's say a boy get in touch with the opposite sex of his age, and then lie on top of the girl, imitating the movement of copulation, that is a great sign for concern. While the parent may want to ask, or the adult around, what could have caused this? Was the child exposed to certain experiences that were inappropriate for such a child? For example, in a condition when the child, a child and father and mother live in a single room, during intercourse, the child might have witnessed the dad and mom having intercourse when the parent thought the child was asleep. The child might also have witnessed a pornographic movie, maybe with an aunt or with one of the parents, and saw what was done in the movie. So, exploring the reason will help the parent to deal with the situation. If a child of this age is also forcing other children to engage in sexual activity, that's a red warning sign. Now, let's move on to age 5 to 9. Okay, let's just say, before we move to age 5 to 9, if a child of 0 to 4 is masturbating compulsively, or to the extent of damaging his genital, is call to action for the parent of the child. Between age 5 to 9, if a child age 5 to 9, let's say a child of age 7 or 8 is engaging in sexual activity with children of age 5, age 4, or children are younger than his or her age, is also a cause for concern. If a child of this age is having sexual activity with pets or animal, if a child of this age sneaks to a room of sleeping children to touch them or to have sexual activity with them, or we just sneak to the room of an adult to touch in sexual way, all these are red flags. Now let's go to age 10 to 19 and 10 to 13. If masturbation becomes compulsively, okay, all the points we're talking about will be red warning sign. Compulsive masturbation, forcing others to engage in sexual activity, exchanging money or goods for sexual activity, sending out of sexual images of themselves or another person are highly inappropriate. Between age 14 and 17, if the child masturbates compulsively, if the child is preoccupied with sex, If the child is addicted to pornography, the child engages with sexual activity with minor or children younger than his age, and if the child is forcing others into sexual activity, all these are red flag. Now, let's now zoom in on masturbation in children in all these age groups. So you can see that in all the age groups, masturbation was a common thing. Now, why do children masturbate? Masturbation is a stress-relieving activity. Now, if a child is masturbating more, it could be that that child is under stress. And the adult, the parent, will have to look for the cause of the stress, because the child does not have tool or language to express himself. For example, a child whose parents are recently divorced or whose parents normally fight frequently at home. The child will be under great pressure because of the tension at home. And the way to deal with tension is to masturbate, to relieve the tension from the body. So removing the cause of tension may go a long way in correcting this frequent masturbation. Now, if a child is addicted to masturbation, the child could be helped also by, the child is not experiencing stress from the parent aspect, from the relation between the parent. It could be others. Maybe the child does not have enough activity to perform. So they want to provide extra activity that will distract the child from engaging in masturbation too frequently. A child that masturbates too frequently could also be helped through exposure to his peer group, through socialization. So when children socialize, play with other people, when alone time is limited, the sexual energy will be expended during play and dissipated. So this will help in controlling this activity. Masturbation is normal in children. It's only dangerous when it leads to self-injury or it becomes an addiction. It's important. Adults could help children by telling them, a child that is masturbating in public, tell him, oh, dear, this should be done privately. You don't do this in public. You do it in your room. So that the child will learn that it is not socially acceptable to masturbate in the public. Today, we talked about masturbation, sexuality in children. So I want us to just leave with this point that expressing sexuality through sexual behavior is natural, healthy, and a basic aspect of being human for children. That it's normal for children to develop their sexuality or their understanding of differences between the sexes, just as they develop in other areas. As they learn to recite, to write, to read book, the sexual aspect of them will also develop as well. That children sometimes show sexual behavior that are outside their normal age range. Well, if, like I gave example of children age 0 to 4 imitating copulation, that sexual behavior is outside the age range of 0 to 4. When that happens, it would be good to examine the cause of it, or between age range 5 to 9. Pornography. If a child between age 5 to 9 enjoys pornography, that is a cause for alarm. It is definitely out of that age range to be invested in pornography. The reason for showing sexual behavior that are out of the age range for the group should be ascertained in order to modify the experience. And I define sexuality as a feeling of sexual thought, attraction, and feelings, sexual thoughts, sexual feelings, and attraction that an individual feels for others defines our sexuality. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to like my channel once again.